Before we get into today's episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Open Doors Open Mind YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook and now TikTok. Links to all will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's watch the episode.
You wanted to laugh, didn't you? Yes, you did. That was funny.
I don't find you funny.
What? How dare you?
I don't.
Why don't you find me funny?
I like your personality.
Well, because it's so cool.
No.
Oh.
I think it's because it's relatively quite honest. You're a bit of an open book, but with a couple of pages torn out.
Fuck me, a few pages torn out.
Yeah, but not in a bad way. Like, I think that you display, if you see a book and you see the pages, you're like, okay, this book's got pages taken
I
out.
feel like I'm a bit like Marmite. You either like me or you don't.
Isn't everyone that?
No?
Don't you think?
Who doesn't like you?
Those, I was called Marmite on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Simon said it.
Does anybody actually listen to that twat?
I mean, is he? Is he a twat? Why?
No,
is
he's
he
a
twat?
clever one, don't get me wrong, but some of his opinions are purely for the TV.
I mean, he completely and utterly changed my life, so I can't really say anything against him.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Leaving that door open, are we?
What? Stop saying the name of our podcast.
He's getting good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, obviously, I wanted to start with, we're starting to pick up a bit of pace.
I'm just sat down.
No, not you. We're at 108 subscribers.
No way.
Yeah. So, but somebody did point out to me, you don't tell enough people at the beginning.
Kai.
He's quite good with his little voiceovers.
He does.
But obviously, guys, the more we can get subscribers, the more the algorithms and everything like that, the more our podcast can actually go out and help people, because we have a success. I've got success. Well, 2 stories that I need to tell you.
Oh, nice.
But you've obviously got some questions for me, haven't you?
Yeah, we'll do that later. Let's go for one of the stories. Go.
So one of the stories was I was in Thiel Social Club. This is
Standard.
This is not a success.
We've still not actually gone for a drink yet, have we?
No, obviously it was just as well you weren't, because you were going to come out Friday, weren't we?
Was there not a good thing to come out Friday?
No.
Okay.
No. So basically went into the Thiel Social Club, sat there having a pint with my brother, catching up, putting the world to rights as me and my brother does. And a group of lads come in, Mr. Podcast, Mr. Giving all the thing.
Your name is Mr. Podcast.
Mr. Podcast is what he
I would have
called
called you Joe Rogan the second.
I just wish you had his money, but we
Do you wish you had his money?
I'll do a lot with it.
What? Okay. Carry on with the story.
Anyway, so yeah, he's chatting away to me, bits and pieces. At first I thought he was pissed. Then he said, can I come on your mental health podcast? And I was like, looked at him, sat back a little bit, realised, and then see all the white powder on the end of his nose.
So yes, that would be a fun podcast.
And I went, so you suffer with mental health? And my first reaction, even though I'm somebody that suffers with mental health, I judged him instantly and went, yeah, there's a reason why you've got mental health, because you're sticking cocaine up your nose. And I was like, yeah, mate, you idiot.
At the social club.
At the social club.
They're not even at...
Oh, no, he came in. So obviously he's already done it before he got to
I
the
know
social
that,
club,
but I'm just saying he was like, let's do this and go here.
Everyone's trying to save money, electricity bills too high.
That's true.
But it wasn't till the following day did I think to myself, I've judged him. How do I know that he's not doing certain things to get away from his mental health?
Is.
And it was, but my instant, and I think that's what a lot of people do.
But when you're intoxicated, and you
I'd literally had half a pint at this point.
Okay. Well, that's normally intoxicated for me.
That's you on the floor.
Yeah.
But in the sense of, I judged him, even though I didn't know the full background story. And I think a lot of people do that.
Of course.
Literally, on face value, don't know what the actual person's going through. And it wasn't, but I'm guilty of it. That's what I'm trying to say to you, is I judged him thinking, you're an idiot, mate. You're asking to come on the podcast because you've got mental health, but you're putting powder up your nose.
Maybe those are the people that we need to have. Have you ever seen Under a White Belly? Is it?
No.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? White Underbelly, that's it. And it's a guy who kind of just talks to people that he meets with extreme lives, I think. Mm-hmm. And just, it's incredible. I'll send you the link. Yeah, I think it's impossible not to judge. I judge on the tube. So I was on the tube the other day. I was at the House of Commons yesterday.
Why?
Yeah, for what?
What, postcode lottery?
Yeah. It's a big door to knock on.
I was about to say who won in there.
I only work on programs that has the word door as about doors. Didn't do anything else.
Oh, I was going to rebrand as well.
What are you going to call yourself?
Not door.
What? Just open mind?
Open mind.
That just sounds like drugs now.
So what was you at the... Why was you there for yesterday?
We want to be able to give more money to charity, and at the moment, the National Lottery have the most say. So they have no red tape. We have loads, and so if we do something, they don't want it to affect the National Lottery. But we've kind of tested the waters, and it hasn't affected them at all. If you're playing postcode, I don't think you're going to go, I'm not going to play the National Lottery anymore. You definitely probably just do both if you're doing one.
Yeah, don't forget, the National Lottery isn't just national in the UK anymore, is it? It's in Europe as well.
Oh, what with the Euros?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kind of think, yeah, it's sort of.
Well, no, it is, because the amount of people that have won the Euro Millions that are abroad that aren't in the UK.
Yeah, but I think they collaborated with something that already existed.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so did you win? Did you cut the red tape?
No, we're still lobbying MPs.
So what are you as a company, what are you going to do if you get this red tape cut?
Then we can, there was loads and loads of the charities that we helped support.
So why can't you still help them now then with the red tape?
We can. We're just limited to how much money we can give them, and they need more. And we can give them more. We're just not allowed to.
Oh, so say you're capped at 100,000. You can't. If you give them 101, that's it. Game over.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So you're actually lobbying to give more charities money,
Yes.
and the government won't.
And also, it costs the Treasury nothing. The government do not have to pay for these charities and these organisations that help multiple millions of people across
Is
the
that not
UK.
a bit crazy? So we're in a crisis.
Yes.
There's charities that are helping.
Maybe this is the time to make that change. And so, in the end, if to change opinion about something or to get something in someone's head that they like, you have to hear that 7 times from 3 different people. That's pretty much the scope on that.
That's mad.
Yeah. So if someone comes up with an idea for you, be like, oh yes, that's cool.
So
Or
do
like
you
a
help
film.
mental health charities then?
Yeah. We help all across the board on any.
You're limited on
anyone
how
else.
much you can help them.
Yeah.
When you could help them more
Yeah.
because the government have given you red tape.
Yes.
That's mad. So you could physically help more people, but you can't because the government are sat there going, "Oh no, mate, no."
Yeah,
Can't
because
affect this one.
they don't affect the other one. Yeah. Even though we
But
tested
how would
the
you
water,
affect? Yeah, but how would you affect them?
Because they would just see that we're encroaching on their.
But that means if National Lottery are giving money and you're giving money to the thing, does that not make that charity better and helps more people?
Yep.
So
I know.
I just don't get it. That seems a bit fucking.
We were talking
mad.
to Royal Voluntary Service, and there's a lovely lady there, and she done a speech, and she said, "I don't want to do this speech anymore. I don't want to be dragged up to do this speech anymore. Change it. Change it. It's annoying. I don't want to be here next year doing this speech. You have to change it. Because now there are more and more people, especially in this time, that need our help, and we cannot give it to them.
Because the government.
And it costs the government nothing.
So what have they actually got to do then? Just say, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Within reason.
You know what I'm trying to say, yeah. All right, well, why don't you double it just to see what the difference that makes?
Well, we'll see what happens. All the big people there. The big G's from Postcode was there from Holland Secret. So, yeah, it's... Yeah. We'll see
I
what
think
happens.
that's just a gimp anyway. Right, so let's get back to the thing. Cause,
Okay.
go on and start with your question, what you wanted to ask me.
Okay.
Oh, God, here we go.
So, if someone can actually give you happiness, they said they can guarantee your happiness, okay? Even if there's downs throughout it all, it will be you being the happiest you could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are downs, it's just on the way to the journey to be that happiness, right? To be the happiness you need. But you have to change between 5 to 10 things in your life. Some simple, some a little bit harder. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would.
All of them?
All of them.
So why aren't you doing it?
Because it isn't that easy to change them. Because there's people like the government that are stopping people to give money to charity to help me to do the change.
Have you ever applied for money for charity?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't score enough points.
For this time?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it first time or second time or third time. Sometimes, even if the government did allow you to get money from charities and stuff like that, from lotteries and stuff like that in the first place for your charity, doesn't mean you get it on the first time you subscribe to that or the first time you put a thing in. You have to, because when you're doing it, 10,000 other people and charities are doing it at the same time, so they still have to choose. They can't just give money to anyone.
No, it
'Cause anyone
fell
would
down
do
for
that.
me in the sense of where I can't read and write properly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put the right wording they were looking for.
You should have delegated
To who?
to anyone else that can read and write properly. That's all you have to do. You think you could just get a university student. You could get anyone. You could just pay them.
I kind of did that one because it wasn't. I don't know. I never got a response back on some of them.
Yeah, I'm just hearing. My thing is, I just hear excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like all
I
the
get
time.
what you're saying.
And so
Why haven't I not done them? I think I'm in the process of changing as I go.
that's fine, but I still feel like even if you were given like the 10 things to make you happy, not just you, anyone,
But everyone's looking for the easy option, aren't they?
mate.
True.
There are no cutting corners that work. You will always get caught out. That is not my speech.
But is
or
it not
Hedgeson's.
humankind to find the easiest option?
Yeah, the easiest is what everyone else is doing. So if everyone takes the easiest route to go to town, that is the busiest route.
100%.
So you're not getting there faster, quicker. You're not beating anyone else. You're going exactly the same way. I always think when people say, when you come up with an idea and people are like, that's not good enough. There's two reasons. One, it might not be good enough. And two, it might be a thing that they wouldn't do and you'd get in front of them. Because people always want to pull you down on your ideas. Or they can be realistic. But if you look at most people's stuff, like I think we spoke about it before with Jeff Bezos. Amazon started with him selling books. Everyone just laughed at him. Netflix, back in the day, you would have to get a video, DVD, and then you send it back. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
And Blockbusters were offered
Yeah, they
a
turned it
collaboration,
down
and
and
they
said
said
it'll never
no.
work.
HMV were offered a collaboration with iTunes. They turned it down. There's elements of stuff that we kind of go, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this. This is good. It's always worked this way, or I'm okay with it not working this way, but I'll keep on going. You're like, no, you might need to change 5 things. You might need to change them
I
because
agree with that in a sense. I wouldn't say I'm one of these people that learns from my mistakes.
you are or you're not.
I am.
Really?
That's what changes me. In the politest way,
You learn from all of your mistakes, or do you not re-step them a lot?
in the last 2 years, I would have probably said looking at the mistakes that I've made, but I don't hang up on the mistakes that I've made in the past because I don't live there no more.
I still think you make the same mistakes.
Certain ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think also we do it so we know when a good time is. So like yesterday, my mental health was absolutely shocking. I couldn't snap myself up. The only thing that I could do for myself was literally say, right, the exact same thing as what I said, just survive the 24 hours. Just give yourself 24 hours. Tomorrow can be different. And it was so bad yesterday that I felt like I was losing the plot a little bit. But it was so bad. But because of my mistakes I've made in the past, and going, I'm panicking, and I just knew I had to ride it through.
Tell me one thing that was. Just one of them.
What, yesterday?
Yeah.
What was so bad?
Yeah.
To me, it felt like I wasn't not happy. I felt like I was going at one speed, and the world was going at a different speed.
That still doesn't make sense. Stop talking in analogies. What was it?
What that was making me
Yeah.
upset. That's the bit I didn't know. That's what I've tried to analyse this morning when I sat there having my coffee. But the one thing I did learn
Yeah.
was how to. So obviously, when it was bad last night, or well, yesterday, I took myself out of certain situations that I thought, well, maybe triggering it. So then I researched, look, there's got to be a way of bringing myself back quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing, and I want you to try it. So this is what I do. So basically, breathe in through your nose,
Yeah.
and just as you come in, you go breathe in. Just as your lungs are full, then do a breathe out through your nose. Do it twice.
Okay.
So the science behind it is as you breathe in, and then so there's like little sacs, oxygen sacs in your nose. So basically what it does is you're breathing in and filling your lungs, and the second breath in, which you think you can't do, but you can, and when you breathe out, it clears all the carbon monoxide out of your body.
Well, it'd be the
And
same.
it distresses your body quicker.
It's like yoga stuff, isn't it? Really, I guess in some sort.
Yeah,
of
but
form.
I
It's
always,
just-
back in the day, would have thought it was mumbo jumbo, right?
But
I
if it
actually
works
did
for you,
But it actually worked.
for you,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it worked for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody.
No, it could do though.
But
It could
it
work
could
for
do.
like a high
Why
proportion.
not
of
give it a
people.
go? If that one simple thing that didn't cost you anything cost you a minute of your time breathing in, breathe out.
Imagine you knew that was like your dad's technique and be like, oh, he's angry. You know, and you're just hearing like,
But it worked. And
You're like,
for
uh-oh.
me, it
Go
chilled me
sit
out.
in the car.
And I did it yesterday before I went to sleep. And I woke up this morning. I feel fantastic. I wouldn't say I'm the best in the world, but what I'm trying to say is doing little things, even if it is a placebo,
Oh.
it's worked.
placebos work anyway, so it's fine.
In the sense of it's worked. Yesterday, honest to God, yesterday afternoon, certain things happened and bits and pieces, and it literally messed with my mental health. The way
I am listening. I'm just doing up my list, by the way.
Obviously, I can't go into details too much about it, but in a sense of not because I don't want to say anything, it's because obviously,
Of course, yeah.
But certain things have happened. It would be different if I was a woman,
Okay.
and I know this is going to open a whole can of worms. But 100%,
Just don't go into it too much.
I can. As a man, everyone thinks it's easy to be a man. You're supposed to be this specific provider, strong person. They forget that. Oh, I see a thing on TikTok. Oh, men have it easy. Did they? Did they really? How? Does not every single person go through their own struggle, whether they're male, female, whatever? Everybody goes through a struggle. Everybody has a downtime. Why should somebody say that somebody else has it easier than them?
Because it's easier to say.
That's a get out way, right? To say the reason why your life is shit is because of somebody else.
It's just a thing to say. People want to just say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. I'm like, okay. Because if everyone just didn't listen to that situation and just went, okay, then they don't have a point. But us going, but actually, the reason why I literally was talking to my friend the other day who's in the Navy, and they were like, he said there was like 3 or 4 categories that were a no-go. You weren't allowed to talk about. You weren't allowed to talk about religion. You weren't allowed to talk about politics, and a few others. I can't remember what they were. And I was like, yeah, that's probably right. Because in a close situation, and when where are you going to get? Where are you going to get? If you're going to argue about men and women, what does that conversation do? Nothing. Just pisses off each other. That's all they're going to do.
And all you're doing is a divide, right?
Well, it's not even a divide. It does nothing. It does. I love solutions. Like even just your breath solution. I like solution. That's what I felt like this. I did this. Then I felt better. Cool. But I don't like people like, but what about this? What about that? And like, no, what's your solution to that then? If you're going to come to me, what about? I want to know how you would like to change that or fix that or whatever, instead of going, well, it's just not fair. Like men have it harder. You're like, okay, cool. What do you reckon you could do with that? Instead of them just saying, but no, it is what it is. You haven't said that for ages.
It is what it is.
My auntie does a thing for her mental health, and it's really funny because I think it's crazy, but it's not. And I see it in multiple different videos and stuff on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And she, every morning, she goes and sits outside and just looks where the sun is. Gets sunlight on her eyes for like 5 minutes every morning.
There's actual science behind that.
Yeah, I know. We sit in our houses and we, don't care about those things. And she'd be there in a dressing gown and a blanket and a dog for like a hot water bottle. You know what I mean? And she'd just be like, maybe a cup of tea, on the side. She never misses it.
And it's obviously working for her, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference if it works. I think if it, like you said, if it works and makes you feel like you've done your thing, like that's why I get up and I go for a run, because I'm like, oh, I've done it. Even my watch will be like, wait, you've done well this morning. You
Well
know?
done.
But yeah, I just like, I think it's probably good to find the thing that works for you that other people go, that's a bit weird. Because they should say it's a bit weird because they're not doing it. Because if they are doing it, then everyone would be relatively, I don't know, happy, or it just becomes a mundane thing, blah, blah, blah. But when I get up and go and people are like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going for a run. It's 7:30. Yeah, it's like -5. Okay. All I'm hearing is you're just saying, excuse, 7:30. Excuse, -5. Excuse, I don't want to. Excuse, I've never run before. Excuse, I'll be slow. That's all I hear all the time. I'm not asking you to do running, but maybe do the thing.
Find your own thing.
Yeah. Like the gym, or like going to play squash, or doing golf, or taking the dog for a walk, for a good hike somewhere, or blah, blah, blah. Just get yourself outside. I was trying not to swear. Just get yourself outside.
Yeah, just find your thing.
Just find your thing.
Find your thing. That's not bad. I think that might
We
be
can't
my
have
thing.
find your thing because it just sounds like it's finding your penis. Have you found your thing?
Good morning. What other questions you got for me?
I think I talk about this when I do talks, and the easiest thing to life is to get something done. So if the simplest thing, right, say you're at home and your partner says, have you put out the bins? You done this before?
No.
Okay. Say, oh, have you put out the bins? You should only have 2 answers to that question. Just 2. Everything else you say is a waste of time. So those 2 answers are these. Have you taken out the bin? Yes. That's one. And the other one is, no, I'll go and do it now. Everything else is a waste of your time. Because if you have to do it, why haven't you done it? Don't make excuses. I don't want to hear it. Don't be like, oh, it's not even my turn. Oh, is it today, is it? Oh, I'll do it in a minute. Why do it in a minute? Because you still got... Then they have to go, oh, you still haven't done the... Oh, well, you know, I'm in my pajamas now. It's a bit cold outside. I don't want to do it now. And then you don't do it, and then you missed a bit, and then you got all this stuff. And then for the next week or 2 weeks, you might then have to go to the tip. For all the sake of you just not doing the thing you need to do at the beginning. And this is the same for kids and their homework. This is the same about the situation. It happens every day, every time for birthdays or Christmas. You know it's their birthday. You know it's Christmas. You know it's Valentine's Day. Get it sorted. Don't scrapple around like... Scrapple? Is that a new word? Don't scrap around like last minute. All the time. And they're like, oh, that's what I do. I always leave it last minute. Oh, cool. How does that make you feel? Like shit. Oh. How do I not make you feel? How do you not make yourself feel like shit? Get it sorted. So if you ask yourself the question, when someone says, can you do this or have you done this? You're like, yeah, I've done it. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Normally, if you're in a relationship, like, so there's 7 other things you need to do too. And you're like, okay. You know, and you can go and do those things. But try and preempt those situations that you're not always... So this will cut down nagging. This will cut down your mental health of having an argument. Have you done your homework? I've done it. I think so. Yeah, it's like some of it. Cool. Can you show me it? No. Okay. Watch how heightened they've got. Imagine they just went, yeah, I've done it. Here. Oh, okay. Or they went, no, I'll go and do it now. Cool. I'll show you afterwards. How much time are they not wasting of their life? You're never going to get that time back. So my thing is, 2 answers to most questions that are asked.
Is it simple yes or no? Yeah, I get
Is
that.
yes or no, I'll do it now. Not later, now. And it will make your life so much easier.
So if I said to you right now then, have you sorted your mental health today?
I mean, that would be like that's not a definitive thing. You can't I can't sort my mental life out. I can sort out pitting the bins out. I can sort out making dinner. I can sort out blah, 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 actual physical things. When it comes to, you know what I mean, have you sorted out being a millionaire yet?
Have you? Okay, I'll rephrase that. That was quite good. Have you done something that can help your mental health today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that kind of ruined. You're supposed to have said no and then go, I'm going to do it now.
No, because I know what I needed to do this morning, and I know what I needed to get done. Like, the stupidest thing is, right? I know I'm going away for a couple of days, so I know I needed to do some things at home before I do go away. I need to get the washing sorted. It's not as easy to do when it's winter. You can't get things dry as quickly, blah blah blah. So you have to put it on the thing. So that will be done, and when I get home, everything will be dry, and I can put it away. It's all done. But if I didn't do that, and then I come home like, oh, I need to do it now, and then someone else is using the washing machine, and blah blah blah. You got to get these things kind of done. Like, I brought some presents. I already have wrapped them. I've already put the names on. I've already put them in the suitcase. And I have to scrabble around tomorrow.
Wow. You're a lot more organised than I am.
But why are you not organised? Is it an excuse?
I don't know. I've been asking myself this actual similar question. Why? So, like, making phone calls and, like, I've just obviously moved in bits and pieces and in a politest way, I don't know why I don't want to make them phone calls.
Well, in the end, you have to do it.
Yeah, I'm delaying the inevitable. What the word is.
So, inevitable. Yeah, I know. Right? But the thing is with those things that, imagine you went, I need to make the phone call.
Some days I can do that. Literally, get it done.
No. What you are now doing, if you don't make that phone call, is you have to multitask. Why can we not speak today? What's going on? I think it's 10 o'clock, the start of that. But we have to think of it multiple times. Well, that's a waste of time. You only had to think about it once. Now you're thinking about it, then putting it off, then not doing it, then it makes your anxiety worse, blah, blah, blah. If you just did it, it's done. No matter what the outcome is, because the outcome is always the same. If you just did it, it's done, and you don't have to think about it as much, or you know kind of closer to what you need to get to. You may not be doing it because you know the situation of that phone call might be something that's harder, but it's still going to be harder. But now you've made it harder because you're like, and I put it off.
Yeah, and that's half the problem. I don't know, in the politest way, and it sounds really weird. Like, some phone calls that shouldn't... So, like, talking to certain companies, bits and pieces... It scares me. And I'm not like scared like, oh, I want to run away, but as in the fact of, if you get this wrong, or you say the wrong thing...
Why put on that much pressure on yourself for it?
That's my point. Why am I doing it? So it's easier sometimes...
So just pretend you're someone else.
What do you mean?
Just pretend you're like a representative of yourself. Like, don't just put it on you and it's like your thing all the time. No, it's fine. I can't remember what actor it was. It was like Richard E. Grant or a big famous actor, and he was just like, I didn't have an agent, so I just pretended to be my own agent. And he said it's so much easier to ask for more money.
What, pretend? Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, it's so much easier.
If I was representing you and had to go and sort your stuff out, I could easily do that.
So easy, yeah. So just fake it. Just do it the other way.
That's not a bad way.
I know, it sounds stupid, but it's true. Like, every situation that we have in life, we seem to care about it more than anyone else cares about it. And that is crazy.
Yeah, do you know what?
That is crazy.
If I had to go and sort out your gas and electricity, I could easily do it.
Yeah.
Trying to sort out my own is like...
because it means something to you, and you're worried you're going to get it wrong, or the person should be like, well, it is what it is, and then you're going to lose your shit. You know, that's fair. But just be like, hey, I'm doing it on the representation of myself. I am doing it on behalf of the client that I work for, which is myself.
That's not a bad way of doing it, you know?
And then be like, hi, I'm here to be talking about, you know, because they ask what's the name, and just say your name, but you could be... That could be your client.
Yeah, do you know what? And to me, it's been a school day, because I'm actually going to put that in. Honest to God, sometimes I'm like, when you're speaking to councils and you're like,
oh, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh, you take a right. I guarantee if you're sorting out my electric and you're sorting out my gas or you're sorting out my agent fee or whatever, you're not emotional about it at all. You couldn't give a care.
Take the emotion out of it, yeah.
You couldn't care.
No.
So
but
take
I would
emotion
get the best deal for you, just for the simple fact of like, yeah, mate, I've done that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it for myself.
Because I think that people are so I don't know. I think people are so self-involved they worry way too much, and I'm just like, yeah, don't. Have you got a friend? You got a friend.
That's my son contacted me. He goes, I'm up because of the teacher strike.
Oh, was there a teacher strike today?
I woke him up this morning.
Oh, right, to go to school.
I got up and was like, Junior, get up. And he was like, Dad, go away. I was like, why? He goes, teacher strike, I've got to go to school today. I went back to sleep. And now he's obviously ringing me. So
I'll still make them do online courses. I guarantee in China there's no teacher strike. And if there is, they're doing online courses.
it's probably against the law.
That's true. You know you live in a free society when you're allowed to demonstrate. Because in other places, everyone's like, let's picket. You're like, yeah, because you're allowed to. In other countries, they'll just kill you.
Yeah, like, what is it? In certain countries, it was illegal to basically said they died of malnutrition. They made it illegal for the doctors to report it back. Yeah, all of a sudden he dropped. Yeah, because you made it illegal to report it. Do you know what I mean? So we don't realise how easy it is for us. But yeah, no, that's what that was anyway. In a surprising way, his mental health suffers with such simple things.
It should do though.
But
I don't want people's tolerance to be so high that it's all or nothing. I like you to have little mental health little bits here and there, so it's just coping. I want you to be able to cope, and that's what I want you to do. If I throw you in a swimming pool, are you an Olympic swimmer? No. But hopefully you got a thing that I like, I can kick my legs. And I'm drowning. You're like, okay, just do that. And like, okay, that's fine. What were your legs? Oh, okay, that's fine. And then you're just like, oh, I'm actually all right. But when you first get in, you're like, that's what everyone is like. And you're like, okay, that's cool. But if I say, kick your legs and do your arms now. Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because they're not drowning.
Yeah, they're surviving.
They're just surviving. So for your son, who has like a little kind of, that's great. Because you don't want him to have a huge volcano hole of that. He's fine. He has no coping mechanisms. He doesn't know how to deal with what's happening.
Yeah, and that's the bit I'm trying.
He's learning.
Yeah, in a polite way, he is learning.
But at the same time, I think you need to take those little knocks and things and push yourself into situations that you normally wouldn't be in. Like, especially as teenagers, they're just relatively quite lazy. They don't really want to do anything. I think I spoke about this before, but my godson didn't want to answer the door after he ordered McDonald's because he was just like, oh, it's scary. I was like, go and answer the bloody door. I'm not doing it for you. He's like, can you go and answer the door? No. It's scary. No.
But to some people, I don't know why. Certain things that, like, honest to God, some of the stuff that I've sat there and gone, why won't you do that? Why won't you just make that phone call or have that conversation? You already know the answers, but and I think we make it, we're our own worst enemy, that we make something get something that wasn't even there in the first place.
Yeah, I think that we think we're more important than we are. There's a question for you. What do you reckon happens when we die?
I've kind of solved that problem.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going to live forever.
Oh, okay.
No, not physically.
Yeah.
Scott Allen.
Yeah.
The name.
Yeah.
So basically what we've done is obviously I've got...
Does that mean I live forever?
No. Hang on. I've got a method, a way around this, right? I thought about this many, many years ago. How can you make an impact on the world and you're never forgotten?
There's so many funny things going through my mind right now.
Right? I've solved it for myself.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how.
Yeah, this is like a really bad knock-knock joke, isn't it? Go on.
No. This is genuine. This is what I've done. Okay. So, basically,
Did you go into somewhere where they just put fresh cement and you put your name in it? Scott Allen was here.
No.
2023.
Unless the world ends and we break the...
Well, there's no one there to read it, is there?
No. Hang on. Dude. Oh, my God, dude.
We'll cut this out.
So basically what I've done is I've got Scott Allen Jr. So basically when he has a son, so basically mine's SPA. And
you're assuming your kid's going to have a kid.
So this is only where it falls down a little bit.
I already found the hole in your situation.
Stop.
Here.
Don't ruin it, because it was quite good for me, all right?
I think my dad might have thought the same about me. I'm not named after him.
No, but in fairness, I'm the start of Scott Allen.
Yeah.
Then my son's called Scott Allen.
Yeah.
and if he has a son, but he's even agreed to call his daughter Scott if necessary.
Right. Okay.
And it goes down.
Yeah.
So basically, what we've done is I'm Scott Paul Allen.
Yeah.
He's Scott Thomas Allen, and then his son will be Scott Paul Allen, and then past that, keep that going down. So the names, if you look through history, but when somebody says, "Well, why are you named?" So like right now, I can actually say to you, "Well, I started it." My name will go down the generations, hopefully. So I've never been forgotten.
How many boys you got?
4.
Okay. So theoretically, that
3. I've got 4 children.
should
3 boys.
happen. Yeah. So my friend at a wedding took his wife's name. And the main reason why he did that is that he has a brother. And his brother had a boy. And that name was carrying on. But his wife's name wasn't ever going to carry on. And so he said, well, my dad's name is carrying on through another journey. So I can carry on my wife's name. Because then that's fair. If I didn't have a brother, then I wouldn't do that.
I get that. That's kind of...
Yeah. And it was kind of a different name as well, like the Dutch. So, so that's why he did it. But
So I'm going down in history, mate.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. But it's fine.
Well, of course I am. I've already started it in the politest way.
But what happens if one of your great-grandchildren don't make it? It just stops.
No. Don't ruin it, man. I was thinking, right, I'm going to live forever. Do you actually, in politest way, would you want to live forever?
No.
Why?
What's
Do you
the
reckon it'd be
point?
boring?
I think it'd be sad.
I reckon once you've
It's
achieved
vampire
everything.
stuff, isn't it? Like in the end, like everyone just dies around you. Already, I'm having it right now, and it's just like I'm like, oh crap. That's the next thing, isn't it? Like, there's no more weddings anymore. There's a occasional few, sometimes second, a lot of times seconds, but now it's just funerals.
The first one. Yeah.
That's all it is. Like our grandparents probably gone. Next is our parents, and then next is us and our friends.
So at the moment, right, in the politest way, have you ever... So obviously this is why I set up to keep it going as in my name. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, it will keep going for generations and generations and generations, right?
Yeah, but they might not remember you as your name.
But somebody's going to ask who started it. Why have you called me Scott Allen? Why are you doing it? So the one at the very bottom is going to ask his dad, why did you do that?
No.
And then you can tell the whole story. You
No.
just pass the story down.
You're like, my great granddad did a podcast, and he called us all the same name.
No, I did this before I'd even started podcasting. I thought about it. I want to go down in history.
Hopefully, no one is gay. So
Hang on, whoa. You can have kids.
you can,
Yeah.
but you might want to take his husband's name. So,
No, I will come back to haunt you.
so what happens when you die? You didn't answer the question. You just.
Go
Do you know a Keanu Reeves version of this before you give yours?
on then.
So Keanu Reeves was asked, what do you reckon happens when you die? And his answer is so perfect that it offends no one. He says, I have no idea what happens when you die. The only thing I do know is the ones that love us will miss us.
It's not a bad way of looking at it, right? And that's why they'll always miss me, because I'm the one who started it.
Oh, for God's sake. This was funner than last week. Last week was sad. This week's not so sad.
No, you can't always have bad times, good times,
Yeah.
sad times, happy times.
Maybe it's just early. I'm going for a coffee with my neighbour later. So. I'm going to Bradley, so I'm going to talk to them as well.
Did you sort that?
No, I haven't had
Peter? Peter, are you there?
Hello.
He's there.
He's there. He's been sat there quite a... What is he? He's not sorted it.
What do you mean? I'm going there today. I
Well,
messaged
making
her.
Peter's life hard.
I messaged her. She's been away. So it's fine. And then it was her son's birthday and stuff like that. So I'm going there at 1 o'clock and we'll chat. I'm sure she's going to say yes. She's not going to say, she already has said yes. We just have to choose a date.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter,
Yeah.
you're not very talkative today.
Why can't get a word in edgeways?
You don't shut up, that's why.
Never. Do you know what?
Do you know how many people asked if I'm your co-host?
Well,
Is this the Daniel podcast? You don't shut up.
Yeah, it's definitely my podcast. Hello, welcome to my podcast. Open doors, open mind. I have to look at the thing all the time because I get wrong round all the time.
Are you one of these people? I bet you talk to in a movie, don't you, as well?
Never.
Do you just shut
Never.
up?
Oh my
My
goodness.
son does it all the time.
No.
Like, he's texting his girlfriend.
No.
Is that so? No, mate. If you just shut up and watched it,
No, you even talking is annoying. Like, even that conversation,
yeah.
I would ignore them. My nephew has always gone to cinema. He just knows not to say anything. He'll just get up. He was like 4. He just got up and went to the toilet. I was like, don't ask me.
Just
Yeah.
leave.
No, nothing. He'll be like, come. No talking whatsoever. No. You can ask me questions afterwards. Great. Even if you go to the toilet and come back and be like, what happened? I'll be like,
Oh, you little diva.
No.
What, you don't spoil it for yourself?
I'm not talking cinema. People treat the cinema like their living rooms. And that's not okay. Someone came in and sat next to me and were just talking to their girlfriend. And I was like, what? And then he went to punch me because I looked at him.
Just
I was like, what? How is this fair? And then they left.
on another note, right? Talking
Yeah.
cinemas. I know this is kind of going a little bit off topic because me and my son was having a debate about this the other day, right? Have you watched the new Avatar?
No.
No. Did you watch the first Avatar?
Yeah.
Have you heard what they're saying? Because obviously we had people when we were watching it was talking about. I didn't know this was even existed, but obviously people were talking about what was been on Facebook about Avatar, that it was racist.
Oh, it's your phone again. Move
Yeah.
it away from the thing because we're getting clicks.
Go away.
You can't hear that. I think you may be looking at in a situation that film is Pocahontas. Do you know this?
It's exactly what it is. It's what we did to
It's
the
a Native
Americans. Yeah.
So in some sort of format, I
It's
kind
the same thing.
It's not the sense of like it's racist to blue people.
No, they're saying because there's not enough. What did he say?
Well, you know why one of the main reasons why the Native Americans why they died.
Because we killed them with diseases that we brought there.
Yeah. We didn't know that though.
No, but yeah,
You're like,
okay.
oh,
but-
have you
and then
not-
we went and finished them off because we're greedy.
They're like, Michael, are you okay? Yeah, I just got a bit of a cold. Oh, that should be fine. What about the people who live there? Have they ever had colds before? No, never.
What's the cold?
Dum, 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 dum. That's a dum, 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 dum. Just like, oh, shit. Is this ours now?
Mine. But okay, getting back to the question you asked me. I don't know. I hope
That sounds like religion.
that there's something
Why?
different. I feel like we're here sometimes to learn a lesson.
Why?
Why do I feel like? Because what else? In a politest way, I've obviously when I've had very bad thoughts, like, why does it matter where we're at? What is our purpose?
There isn't any.
Why?
Just life.
What is the point of life, though?
There isn't any.
So that means, in fairness, you can do whatever you like, because if there's no point, there's nothing to worry about, right?
If you want to live in society, no. If you want to be rogue and live by yourself and not have any rules, then yeah, of course.
But who made the rules?
I think we made the rules in the sense to make society work. You can still live out and do whatever you want to, but you will be shunned for not. We just had COVID. People shunned people for not.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So there are rules. The people would like to say laws, but there are rules. And so I think the problem is I just feel that everyone has a version of what they would like to happen, but there's no reason why ants are here. There's no reason why that tree is here apart from like it helps with the ecosystem, blah, blah, blah. We were just dominant and then we just multiplied. There was only 1 billion of us 100 years ago. Now there's 8. You know what I mean? Now, and people are like, well, there's too many people. And when I hear people say that, I do worry. Because I was like, cool, what would you like to happen then? If your talk is like there are too many people, what would you like to happen? By just saying that, what does that mean? You want the people not to be here? Because they're already here.
Mm-hmm.
So if we stop people having babies, or we say we can only have 1 or 2, blah, blah, blah.
So do you believe in that we've got a consciousness.
Yeah.
Where do you think that goes then?
But yeah, again, this is all kind of nothing. No, where do you
Would
go?
you
Where
just-
do you go when you're asleep?
That's the point. Where do you go?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. When you killed a spider or a wasp or an ant or a moth or whatever, where do they go?
Moth heaven?
Moth heaven.
I don't know. I don't
Of
like.
course you don't know because
it
there
messes
is no
with my head a
answer.
little bit.
Because it's nothing. You do not remember before you were born. You will not remember after you die.
So how would you explain to people that have, because there is actual cases out there, said that they lived a previous life and they were murdered by this person and actually gone and found the body?
I would say it's not
How do
true.
you explain that?
I would say it's not true. Even if you're saying it's true. I already told you this case and scenario of people telling you stories and you believe them straight away.
Yeah.
It's not true. Everything
So what
we
do you
know,
think? So when you're dead, you're dead. That's it. Game
yeah,
over.
you don't remember being born. You don't remember being before you were born. You don't remember after you're dead. That's it. It's done. That's your time.
So in fairness, then, what you're trying to say is you need to make a difference now.
No, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything.
So wouldn't you like to be remembered?
No. Why? I'm not here.
What?
I'm not here.
Right?
So
Knowing when
wait,
you
wait,
die.
wait. Generation. Who are they? You don't know because you don't care. That's the funny thing. You think that people are going to know you. They're not going to know you because those people don't care like you don't care now where you came from. You have no care. If you go back 16th generation, you don't know because you don't care and you're not looking. And you're not asking that
Something
question.
like 4,000
Who cares what the date is?
people had to get to where I am now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But you don't care about just 10 backwards. So why is anyone going to care forwards?
If you
Just
made a
because you
difference, it would, though, wouldn't it?
What if they had made a difference, but it's just got drowned out with the whole life? Things are more important. That's not what they go back to. I'd be very, very surprised if people who knew what their great-great-great-grandma and granddad were called. I'd be very surprised if you knew that. And I guarantee you don't. Because you don't care. Because if you did care, you would know. And that's the funny thing about it. Like, that's how quickly that we think that we're important, that we're actually not. All the people that made you, you don't care.
Peter, will you remember me if I die?
Answer quicker.
Do I?
So hang on then. Okay, here's a question for you. Obviously, last week's episode was sad.
Yeah.
Bits and pieces, right?
Mhm.
So why are you not sad now then?
Why am I not sad now?
Yeah.
Time. Time is a healer. And also it's dilution. You know, those situations and stuff like that. Other things happen. So you kind of gets diluted. If you sat in that moment forever, which you can do, if those things, if it was my best friend that died, that impact is much bigger than if it's a friend's friend who died that I'd worked with.
So why do you think we get emotional about death then?
I think in the West we treat it wrong. I think we treat death wrong. I think we're sad about death when we should celebrate death. Celebrate the things that you did in your life. You just said, I want to be remembered. Well, if you die and then everyone's like, oh, it's so sad. You know, we're not remembering the things you did. We're thinking about, oh, it's so sad.
How long do you remember for though then?
Huh?
How long do you remember for?
How long do you remember for? I think you may always remember people who die early. I don't know if you remember too many people who died and they've had their whole full life. Unless they made a massive impact in your life. If old people die, you don't remember as long.
This is what you just said, a massive impact in your life. So they're going to be remembered for a long while, right? So if you impact somebody's life...
They'll be remembered for like, your impact can only be on those people. They cannot be on their children's children.
All right, hang on, right? As much as Hitler is a divvy, do you think we're ever going to forget him?
Yeah,
Ever,
because
for generations.
Wait.
Even if in 200 years' time, is Hitler still going to be remembered?
at the same time, some people don't know who Genghis Khan is, right?
How do you not know who...
I know, but there will always be dictators that in the end will be. The reason why we have Hitler as like a, most hated person in the world is because it wasn't that fucking long ago.
But so I'm asking, do you reckon he'll still be remembered and used as an example not to be a prick?
Until the next one comes along, yeah. So the next one that comes along that does something horrendous, that will be the new one. and that'll be now. You know what I mean? That'll be, oh my God, that's worse than Hitler. You know what I mean? And then that'll be the...
But listen to what you just said. It's still, his name will still be, he'll still be compared to a Pacific...
Yeah, but in the end of history,
But
like
he
how long
impacted
human
the
being...
world,
But
right?
it was in a lifetime ago. You know what I mean? It's in your grandparents' lifetime ago. So it's too close. But you put that 4,000 years, it's not...
But we're still talking about the Romans now.
You sort of, but with not any definitive, like...
Even the language you're physically doing now, typing on your keyboard, is because of the Romans.
Yes, that's how far that we've not moved on. You know, we should be further than
What I'm trying to say
that.
is they've impacted the world, and it will never, even in 500 million millennia or whatever you want to call it, we're still going to have stuff that was from the Romans, correct?
But then we have stuff from the Egyptians. They say actually people now talk in emojis, which is hieroglyphs.
But that's my point.
You know what I
It's
mean?
still...
Yeah,
that's
but now
what I'm trying to
kids
say
now
to you
kids are
is-
dressed like 90s and now it's 2023. You know what I mean? Like these things are always recycled, but just kind of slightly differently with like a little bit of a tweak. In the end, all of the stuff is completely utterly pointless and meaningless. So in the end, why be sad for it? Just sort it out. Just answer the phone, make those calls, do those things, think healthy, drink some water, go to the gym, be kind. Done.
So basically what you're trying to say is enjoy yourself here because there is nothing after.
So that's why would you not then?
That's not a bad way of looking at it.
Like why this is
And
not
if it's different the other end, you've let
this
good
is
luck,
not a
right?
rehearsal. This is not a rehearsal. This is it. So don't stop treating it like it is a rehearsal. That there's something else afterwards. That you're going to have this define. You know, if that's your belief, that's cruel. Cool. That's not cruel, but that's cool. But at the same time, all of these words and all this stuff that happens is people's thoughts, feelings, beliefs, hopes, dreams. None of those things are definitive answers and definites. We all have, even science, by the way. People are like, oh, well, you're going off on religion. I'm not. Even science is based on theory, not fact. Big Bang theory, not fact. It's just an idea. We don't know. We can guess as much as we want to, and if you look further back in space, you can kind of see the beginnings of the Big Bang theory, but they will never say it's fact, ever,
Why?
because things can change. In physics, that's what they want. They always want to be proven wrong, always. And this is different. This is why sometimes people want it to be definite, never have it definite. Always have that hope or theory that things can change.
It's not a bad way of looking at it. I suppose if everyone thought the same, though, as you or me or as the next person, it wouldn't be different, right?
Okay, so put it this way, right? Imagine that everyone is overlapped.
Yeah.
We are more similar than we're not, but our little overhang of our fingers are what makes us kind of slightly different. So we all kind of feel and think the same, but there's little changes on all of us. So most of us are all exactly the same. There's just tiny little sparkles of personality. Like even, I don't know if you've owned a dog before, but even when a dog comes out, like you get a dog and a puppy, or you go to a puppy place, they automatically already have their characters. Like straight away, when you had a baby, you already knew what, like especially you got 4, they were nowhere the same.
No.
But their similarities, there's loads.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've got more in common than they don't. But what we focus on is the fringes of how different their personality is. But actually, majority of the times, they're just kind of the same. Just little bits of craziness on top. Oh, my computer's
We
doing
went
something.
way off topic there, didn't we?
Standard, but it's fine.
That's
It's all
standard
good.
for our podcast. So is there any more questions?
Do you have anything of the fact of the day or anything like that? Or thought of the day or idea of the day?
Not really. I'm just kind of happy to be here today.
I think what you did is try and find a way to get through. I think that's what happened. So you had a tough day yesterday, so you found a way to get through.
Yeah, I found something to grasp hold of that helped me. It may not work next time.
Yeah, but if it works once, then it's fine. It doesn't have to work all the time.
No, and I still truly believe give yourself 24 hours because literally this time yesterday, I was slipping. This time today, I'm sat here having a podcast with you, and the life's completely. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think obviously there's some people that go through this, but I stand by what I say. Don't do something stupid, because the 24 hours later can make such a difference. So literally, honest to God, yesterday it was so bad, mental health wise, that I just wanted to lock myself away from everybody. I just wanted to get out of my own head. I couldn't escape my own thoughts. But the one bit that I had just to lock in, right, tomorrow, just wait for tomorrow. Just sit it out. It was like as if like bombs are going off all around you. Okay, they're going to stop at some point. And it does. That's why I will never make a decision. I used to make decisions so quickly, like, right, you piss me off, fuck you, I'm off. But just, and the famous saying, sleep on it, is similar to the 24 hours. Just give it. See if you still feel the same 24 hours later. If you're still angry and pissed off, I feel like, oh, okay, it was relevant then. But I guarantee you, 99% of the time, you will not feel the same as what you did. So, like, it's 11 o'clock now. I guarantee you, 11 o'clock tomorrow, you won't feel the same as what you physically feel right now.
And yeah, nor should you. I mean, there's a song, I think her name's Diana Washington, but Jamie Cullum did. And the lyrics are, what a difference a day makes, 24 little hours. Brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain.
Can you do a version of that for us?
Yeah.
Because I actually, genuinely,
Makes.
it's a religion, 24 hours. But no, honestly, 24 hours does make such a difference.
It does.
It just your outlook on life can be so different. Yesterday, I just wanted to get the fuck off the roller coaster. I'd had enough. But today, I'm like, yeah, I'm fighting fit. Let's go. Let's do it again.
That's good.
But maybe tomorrow it might be different.
Or maybe there might be a song next week. We'll see. I am working, but we'll go. It's quite jazzy, though. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but we'll probably get taken off and just playing stuff. Right, I will see you next week.
Yes.
Same time, same place?
Just hang in there, guys. 24 hours makes a whole difference.
Yeah, I like that. It's good. Thank you so much, Pete, as always.
Thank you.
Being wonderful. And if you have anything you want to say, you can just write in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Even if you've got this
More
far, well done.
subscribers will help us push the message out further.
Yes.
Help us push the message.
Anyway, listen to Kai at the beginning because he just tells you to do that. And probably there's like a sound like a bing to like things. So
Yeah, it's obviously working.
what episode is this? We don't know, do we?
Kai, you can say this at the beginning, right, mate?
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
See you next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.